The century-old Indian National Congress has 13 million Instagram followers. The ruling Bharatiya Janata Party holds 8.5 million. Then the Cockroach Janta Party appeared. In 10 days, using 56 posts and an AI-generated mascot, it reached 22 million followers. This fictional party, named after a common pest, outpaced the digital footprint of India's established political giants in less than 2 weeks. The spark for this growth came from a courtroom. The Chief Justice of India was hearing a petition regarding fraudulent legal credentials. During the proceedings, he used a series of oral observations to describe people entering professional fields with fake degrees, calling them parasites, and comparing some unemployed young people to cockroaches. The remark was immediately clipped and shared. The following day, a 30-year-old graduate student posted a question to social media. What if all the cockroaches came together? Within 24 hours, that question had a website, a manifesto, and a formal name. The message found a generation with no clear path forward. Nearly 40% of Indian graduates between 15 and 25 were formally unemployed. They were highly educated and ready to work, but the job market wasn't keeping pace. This economic anxiety peaked with a massive cheating scandal involving the NEET UG, the National Medical Entrance Exam. When reports surfaced that the paper leaked over WhatsApp, it signaled a collapse of the meritocracy these students had spent years trying to enter. Rather than demanding an apology for the judge's comparison, this demographic chose to weaponize the contempt, turning a disparaging label into a new political identity. When a group adopts a slur used against them, they strip the word of its ability to wound. By calling themselves cockroaches, the movement's supporters signaled that they would no longer be diminished by the establishment's language. The hashtag #ITooAmACockroach spread as a declaration of resilience. In this new framing, the insect represented an indestructible survivor, a creature that thrives in the dark and outlasts every attempt to have it crushed. This strategy utilized absurdist humor, where traditional political rage often fails. By calling itself a party for the lazy and unemployed, the movement used self-deprecation to disarm its critics. It is difficult to effectively mock a group that has already turned the mockery into its official brand. This branding provided a ready-made community for a generation that was digitally connected but socially isolated. Joining required only a follow or a shared post, but it offered the emotional return of belonging to something that acknowledged their shared frustration. The rapid expansion of the movement suggests it provided a shared language for a generation that felt the existing political system had stopped counting them. There was a deep irony in the movement's origins. This party, fighting for the futures of unemployed youth, was built almost entirely by AI. Large language models wrote the manifesto, and AI image generators created the party's mascot overnight. These are the same generative tools currently threatening the job prospects of the very artists, writers, and developers who were joining the movement. This speed led to allegations of astroturfing, the practice of manufacturing fake grassroots support. Government officials and critics alleged the party was a political front, inflated by automated bot farms and foreign interests. But the digital momentum translated into real-world action. Volunteers dressed in cockroach costumes gathered to clean toxic foam from the Yamuna River, and hundreds of thousands signed petitions demanding accountability for the exam scandal. Whether the movement began as a sophisticated algorithmic experiment or a genuine revolt, it successfully tapped into a documented reservoir of human despair. The government's response targeted the movement's digital presence. Invoking national security laws, the Ministry of Electronics instructed social media platforms to withhold the party's accounts in India, while its official website was repeatedly taken down by hackers and final directives. A legal petition was filed in the Supreme Court demanding a criminal investigation into the movement. Ironically, the petition cited Franz Kafka's The Metamorphosis, a story centered on bureaucratic alienation and the dehumanization of the individual. The reference connected back to the movement's core premise. Many young Indians felt like the story's protagonist, Gregor Samsa, transformed by circumstances they couldn't control into something the state viewed as a burden. This event raises questions about the nature of political power. Using only AI tools and a smartphone, a small group built the aesthetic presence of a national political party in a single day. While the digital infrastructure of the Cockroach Janta Party can be dismantled, the economic conditions that produced it remain. The movement demonstrated that a shared symbol can scale as fast as an algorithm, and the cockroach's defining trait is that it tends to outlast the efforts to remove it.